So this is training for the preschool year-end shows. Some of the things that you'll need to know that are very, very important. The two different setups that follow, one is going to be for daytime classes and one is going to be for nighttime classes. Obviously, daytime classes will they can get their medals and certificates out on the red, blue, red floor. Nighttime classes will actually be in here getting their medals and certificates using this big UCS map. Number one, when you call your classes, you're going to want to invite the parents in. It's very important because they're going to be watching the kids do all the things that you did with them throughout the year. So invite the parents in. You're going to do, right now we're looking at 5-minute warm-ups, 7-minute rotations for everything except for beam, and we'd like to do 10-minute rotation on beam so that if there's another class that needs to do their certificate and medal presentation, that you guys aren't overlapping and there's no one in here doing a rotation while someone's getting their certificates and medals. We do want to make sure that you end on time. If you end a little early, that's fine, but we really want to end on time so that everyone can get out the door. The last 10 minutes of class is the presentation for your medal and certificates, and we want to just make sure that everybody has a chance to take pictures, so just get that done, and then we want to make sure that you get out the door so that the next class can come in and do their thing if they need to do it. So it's very important to stay on time. Okay, so this is the part of the year-end show for preschool where they have finished all their rotations, and now it's time to give them their certificates and their medals. What you're going to do first is have all your students sit on the balance beam. The parents will be around wherever they can find a spot to watch them get their medals, but have them sit on the balance beam. Once you have them on the balance beam, then you'll be able to go over to the stereo and you'll be able to get the music on the correct song, and this is the way you find the song. Here's how you find Mr. Holland's opus for the year-end shows for when they're coming up to get their medals and their certificates. You're going to make sure it's on. You're going to do the little back arrow right here and find folders. Then you're going to hit this big button in the middle. You go to internal memory, music, and then it won't be on year-end shows, or it might be, depends on who used it last. But if it's not, just arrow down, button below the big button, until you get to year-end show. Click it. There's the national anthem, and then it's Mr. Holland's opus right there. It's 03. And then you just push it when you're ready for it to play. This button right here above the big button, right there, is a pause button. So if you want to get it on the right spot, click it on and then hit pause, you can do that. Of course, it's not playing because it's not hooked up anywhere. Again, folders, internal memory, music, year-end show, Mr. Holland's opus. I started it playing and then I'm going to pause it. The one thing you want to remember is that if you do pause it, in order to play again, you have to hit the pause button because it's a pause play button. So you don't hit the big button after you pause it. Once you start the song, then you're going to move over to the table. You're going to bring down this cover. And then you're going to see there's going to be a whole lot of different certificates here, stacks of certificates, because all your classes are going to be in order of the classes that are coming next. And then each certificate has a name on it, and it has the instructors that teach the class on it. It will be in color, so this is just a sample, black and white. And then you'll have your medals. They may be in a tray at the top, maybe on the side. But you're going to have certificates and medals on this table, and we cover it up so that the kids don't see it and get distracted during class. So when it's time to give them their medals, you just uncover them, all right? And then you're going to stand in front of the table. You may have, if there's more than one teacher, you can have one teacher stand over on the side of that wedge mat to hand the certificate to the students, and then one teacher over here to put the medals on the students. So whichever one of you is calling names out, you'll call the name of the student and you'll say, okay, Allison Ham. Allison will walk up the reg mat, come up here, get their certificate either over here, or you can set it down, give them their medal first. Pull out a medal, have them bend over if they're taller than you, and put the medal on them. Once you put the medal on them, have them stand on the star. There's going to be an Energy Kids backdrop, so all this will be gone, and this mat will be up against the wall. So the Energy Kids step and repeat backdrop will be here. They're going to pose for a picture, and then once they're done, as they're walking off, you can hand them their certificate. Most of the time, this is the way you're going to do it. The one teacher is going to call out the names, give them their medals, give them their certificate on the way down. Once they go down, then they're going to line back up or sit back down on the balance beam. So one more thing to remember is when you're doing nighttime classes and you go out into the big gym for beam rotation, warm-ups that are out there, or tumble track if you have a chance to use that, you're going to want to make sure the parents do not block the lobby windows and stay on the tile floor. So let's walk out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this tile floor right here, when you go to beam, they can stand like in front of the bathrooms, in front of where the hand sanitizer is. You definitely do not want them in front of the doorway where the kids come into the gym. You don't want them to block classes from coming in. And you don't want to have them block these windows because there's going to still be parents that are watching their kids do gymnastics. So just make sure they stay on the top floor. They're not going to go over to the beams. The only exception is a parent-child-led 2-year-old class. And with the 2-year-old classes, this is important for those who do teach 2-year-olds. There's going to be a lot of people watching these kids and coming to see this year-end show, but we want one parent, one child. So, you know, when we're in the gym with a lot of other kids, you just want to have one parent per child going around in the circuit. The other parents can watch. The other grandparents, whoever they are, they can watch over here on the tile floor. Like I said, just make sure we're not blocking the windows right here. So this is going to be the setup for your daytime preschool classes. In the mornings, after our 1-year-old classes have their turn, just before the 2-year-old class, we're going to set this up just like you see it now. This is your walk-up ramp. This is where you're going to get your medal and your certificate, salute. This is where you're going to walk down, and then the kids are going to go from hiding over there behind the mat to sitting over here on the blue strip there, or blue tape. 2-year-olds, it's slightly different in that the 2-year-olds will probably not hide behind the mat. They're just going to sit in a line and wait for you to call their name. Then they'll come up, get their certificate and their medal, same as everybody else. They may want to come down and go to their parents once they get their certificate and medal, and that's fine. We're just going to play that by ear with the 2-year-olds. Same thing during the evening classes. You're going to uncover this when it's time to give them their medals. If you are a single instructor class, there's no other classes that are going on at the same time yours is going on, then you're going to be the only one here. You're going to still see all the stacks of certificates for the whole day lined up by time. So all you're going to do is just grab yours, it should be the next, and call out the name. They'll come up here. You'll give them their medal, then lean over, give them their medal, and then once you give them their medal, they can either salute before they get their certificate and then hand them their certificate, or you can have them hold the certificate up and salute like this with their medal around their neck. And then they're going to walk off and go sit down, and then we'll call the next person. If there's multiple classes, multiple instructors going on at the same time, what the instructors can do is kind of stand off to the side and then alternate different classes. So, you know, Melinda might come up and call one of her students out of her class. Once they go down, she'll go off to the side, and Mike will come up and call one of his students, you know, go on. Morgan, on the days that she has classes, she'll come up, do the same, and then you just rotate until everybody has their medals and their certificates. If you have any questions about how this is going to work, don't hesitate to let me know, either daytime or nighttime.